Howdy folks, welcome back to the World of Tanks patch 8.9 test server with the mighty Jingles. And today we're going to be taking a break from the German tank destroyers and having a look at this thing here, the Type 3 Chinookai. It's the first Japanese tank in the game. This thing is a tier 5 medium premium Japanese tank, so there's no research on it. Everything that you get is basically what you have to live with. It's I've had some very favourable results in this thing. I've had absolutely awful matchmaking, as you'll see when you see the replays. The worst possible matchmaking you could get I have had in this tank, and yet it has done exceptionally well. Looking at the stats, it's a tier 5 medium, 480 hit points, fairly standard. It's not very heavy at all. In fact, it's almost light tank standard. It only weighs 21.7 tons, fully loaded with gun rammer, binoculars, and improved ventilation, but more on that in a moment. The engine, however, is not very powerful at all. It's only a 240 horsepower. Now, the top speed of 38.8 is not bad, but with a relatively weedy 240 horsepower engine, the power to weight ratio is only 11.06. It does really kind of struggle. It's definitely not a fast medium tank. The track traverse, however, of 38 degrees is pretty good. So it's relatively manoeuvrable, but it really struggles going up hills, as you'll see in some of the replays. Armour-wise, it's not bad. 50 at the front. The sides are awful. They're only 25, and the rear is awful. It's only 20. So bear in mind, it's a tier 5 medium tank. The new German tier 5 heavy tank, the 3001H, has 50mm of armour at the front as well. I don't know if that means that the Chinookai has good armour or the 3001H has terrible armour. You be the judge. The turret's not bad though, 75mm at the front, 50 at the sides, 50 at the rear. But, you know, it's a medium, it's not especially well armoured, and you shouldn't really expect this thing to bounce many shots. One thing to note, the engine is definitely mounted at the rear. You can see the exhaust there, you can see the air intakes here on top of the engine deck. However, the transmission is definitely mounted at the front. Shots through here tend to knock your engine out, so, you know, a touch of the German tank there. Bear that in mind. The turret traverse is alright, 30 degrees, it's not particularly slow, it's not particularly fast. The view range is alright, 350 metres. Again, not particularly great, but certainly not bad either. And the signal range is actually pretty bad, 400 metres. But, you know, it's a premium tank. What you see is what you get. There are no upgrades here whatsoever. One of these things, you know, I don't know how much it's going to cost you. You get these things on the test server by basically logging into the test server and playing a battle, and you get one of these, you get the Type 64, and you get the new Russian tier 7 premium medium, the T4485, just for having played a battle. So I can't, for example, go to the research tree and tell you how much this thing's going to cost. Oh yes, I can. There it is. Have some confidence, Jingles. There you go, 1500 gold. I think this is definitely worth 1500 gold, and I'll show you why when I show you the replays. But first, we're going to take a look at the gun, because that's really the only other thing to look at, and it's you know, it's not bad. It's a 75mm tank gun, Type 5. The rate of fire is okay, 12 rounds per minute. The penetration is okay, 124. The average damage is okay, 125. This is the story of the tank all over. Accuracy, 0.37, it's fine. Aiming time, 2.3, again, that's fine. There is really nothing bad about this tank. It's just a really good little all-rounder. The stats are okay all across the board. There's nothing you can really point at and say, okay, that's bad. You know, except for the side armour, but it's a medium tank. You know, we don't expect them to have great side armour. Pretty much everything about this tank is fine, and which sounds uninspiring, I must admit. Nobody's ever going to point at this tank and say, oh, you must get the Chinookai, it's got fantastic whatever, because there is nothing fantastic about it. And yet, it seems to do really well. Everything rolled together into one package. I don't know what it is about this little tank, but I really like it. And you're going to see why when I show you the replays, which is coming very soon. But first, I wanted to talk about, as always, crew skill and equipment fit. Now, crew skills. It's a bit of a tough choice here, actually. I've gone for repairs on everybody. and for no particular reason. I think this is one of those tanks. It's going to depend on how you play it. I wouldn't recommend camouflage necessarily because it's not a fast tank. I mean, 38.8 speed limit is not bad, but the weak engine means it struggles to reach that kind of speed. So this is not really one of those tanks that rushes forward, gets into a position, starts spotting, and basically lighting up targets for the enemy. Having said that, I have gone ahead and used binocular telescopes because that pretty good view range of 350 meters. I have had good results with binocular telescopes on this thing, using it as a sniper and lighting up targets for bigger tanks that get the kills. And I don't know if it's just because of the kind of matchmaking I've had in this thing, where it's just been brutal. It's been tier 7. This does not get premium matchmaking, by the way, in case you were wondering. This will see tier 7 tanks, and that's pretty much all I have seen when I've been driving this thing. And if I didn't have those binocular telescopes in the kind of games I've been getting into, the outcome of the games may have been significantly different. So that's why I've gone with binocular telescopes on this. I've also gone for improved vents. 5% of all crew skills is, hell, yes please. It gets the aiming time down, it gets the reload of the gun up, it just helps with everything, and of course a medium caliber tank gun rammer. But the crew skills, well, camo could work, repairs is certainly not a bad idea. No real solid recommendation for the crew skills, just whatever floats your boat, whatever you think you can make work on this little tank. Now, I've been talking about brutal matchmaking, and it definitely has been the case in this thing. So without any further ado, I'll show you exactly what I mean, and also why you really don't need to be worried about getting into tier 7 games in this tank. Well, there he is, a very fine looking tank, I'm sure you'll agree. What isn't as pretty, however, is the matchmaking I've gotten. Oh dear God. That's pretty brutal. We only have 2 tier 5s, me and that very unfortunate T49. I'm sitting here looking at each other saying, what on earth did we do to deserve this? We're here on Swamp, tier 7 game, again. And as you can hear, Japanese crew voices are already in the game, so that's nice. I've no idea what he's saying, but he sounds very angry about it. So, we're here on Swamp, tier 7 game. Yeah. What I wanted to do, as you can see, the thing is not slow, but this is the kind of speed you can expect to get on flat ground. Going over rough terrain, especially going uphill, this thing is, it struggles. And what I was hoping to do here was sneak around to the north, get myself on a ridgeline behind some cover, and put the binoculars to use. But with 3 Type 64s, I'm never gonna get the spotting done. They're just charging off. Look at them. They're miles ahead of me already. There they go. Well, one of them at least has stopped to try and get some spotting done. The other one's he just doesn't care. He's just being Russian. Right, 2 tanks dead already. One of the Type 64s has just rushed to his doom. E25's just rushed to his doom. You see people doing this over and over and over in very, very fast machines. Just because you can do 72 kph doesn't mean you have to be the first one to die, folks. We've lost a 2801. It's a typical test server game. Everybody's just going for it. It's the way the Russians play. Although this one is quite late at night, so there are a lot of Americans playing as well. Now, here we go. Here's my first target. Oh, must have hit his gun mount. It bounced. Come on, reload. We get a second shot. I do. Yep, got the kill. So, good start. Probably been spotted, however. Don't have 6th sense on this thing, so I'm going to back up, get down to the low ground on this side and help out that E25 and Type 64, who appear to have gotten themselves into a spot of bother. Well, the E25, yeah. Just doing what E25 drivers do. However, I've got a Type 64 here, and he's seen me, but he's missed. And he's missed again, and he's lost his tracks, and I'm just playing with this guy now. There we go. Second kill. Oh, here comes the heavies. Okay, get out of his way, don't want to block him. And, wow. This is a bit of a rout. Oh! Is there a rock between me and that fella? That's the Stura Emil. Yeah, there is a rock between us. Okay, clear the rock, Jingles. Bring your gun to bear. and start racking up some damage on the new Tier 7 German tank destroyer. That was almost certainly a hit. Just going to keep blazing away here. I know those things do not move very quickly. T-44-85 with the KV-2 going around the corner. That KV-2 is driving right in front of the Stuart Emil. That's very, very silly. You can see he's pointing his gun at him. Bang, he's fired. But firing has given his position away, and I can continue pounding him. He has some cover there, but you know what? This is actually a pretty good gun. There we go, kill number 3. They only have 3 tanks left. And it looked like the Jagdpanther was making a run for our base. So we're starting a cap, which isn't a terrible idea. Oh, the KV-2's in trouble. I can help. Oh, KV-3 just derped that T-44-85. I have not been impressed. I haven't driven one yet. But I have not been impressed with the T-44-85. They seem to be ridiculously easy to kill. I know the gun on them is pretty terrible. Now, that was lucky, very, very lucky to penetrate a T-29 at a range of 475 metres with this 75mm gun. So I'm going to switch to high explosives. So I can at least guarantee to do some damage. And yet it looks like the Jagdpanther is in fact capping, and we've got a Stuart Emil going back to try to reset the cap, but these things are not fast at all. Looks like the T-40, look at that, the T-49's got 2 kills as well. Oh, it must be Tier 5 tank day. Oh, well played. Can we reset the cap? The T-49 should be able to get back in time to spot him. Come on, boys. Not that it matters, I mean we've won this anyway, but killing the Jagdpanther would be a nice bonus. And I'm probably not going to get around in time to help out the KV-3 with the T-29. Oh, the T-49 died. But he did manage to spot the Jagdpanther. Can the other guys finish him off? We've got a Type 64 going round for him. Ah, he survived. So, it felt like a good game. Let's see what the results were. Well, happy with that. Yeah, 46,000 credits and 1,309 XP undoubled. Sniper badge. And is that a sharpshooter or a master gunner? It's master gunner. Yeah, not bad. Again, brutal matchmaking. Tier 5 machine, Tier 7 game. And I've been really unlucky with the matchmaking in the Jinguru-kai on the test server. I have played other Tier 5 machines, the Flak bus for example, and I got into games where there was basically 2 or 3 German tank destroyers and everybody else was just these tanks. It never seems to happen to me. I've managed to get into one game so far where it's just Tier 5 matchmaking, but there were only 6 tanks on each side. So perhaps the initial rush of people playing these tanks is over, and they've got, you know, everybody's gotten it out of their system now. I don't know, but you know, you couldn't ask for a better demonstration. This game, Tier 7 maximum. Let's have a look at the scores. Oh yeah, who walked away with the most XP? You know it. Who walked away with the most kills? Oh yeah. And who so nearly did the most damage? Beaten by an SU-12244 who did 9 more damage than me. But I got 121 spot and damage there as well. I just wasn't fast enough. With Type 64s on the team, even though I've set this thing up with binocular telescope, with Type 64s on the team, you're never going to get the spotting damage. You're not fast enough. So that was a bit of a wasted opportunity, but still, I mean, how much spotting damage did the Type 64s get? The Type 64s didn't even get any. This guy, nothing. It wasn't that kind of game. 18 shots fired, 17 hits, 15 penetrations, 1,600 damage. A Tier 5 medium tank with a 75mm gun. No gold ammo used in a Tier 7 game. It's very, very difficult to argue against the capability of this machine when you can do that with that kind of matchmaking. Still, you'll note that I didn't get a mastery badge out of that. And this was undoubled experience for not the first win of the day. My first win of the day in the Jinguru-kai was the game that I'm going to show you next. Check this sucker out. Well, more absolutely brutal matchmaking. Although technically not quite as bad as the previous game. There are 3 Tier 5 tanks in this one. KV-1, myself and an ELC. Initially, I thought, well, I've started on this side, so I'll go up this side. I'll try to get to the top of the hill and put these binocular telescopes to work. But, yeah, this is a bit of a lemming train if ever I saw one. So, yeah, perhaps not. Okay, right, I'm going to turn and I'm going to go ahead the other way because we don't appear to have anything up there other than a couple of Sture Emil German Tier 7 tank destroyers. Look at that ELC go. This guy is very clearly a noob ELC driver. There he goes, he's just taking his own tracks off. That thing does take some getting used to, the speed. Often your speed is a bigger danger to you than it is to the enemy. You know, you will learn the hard way. Lucky he didn't do any damage other than taking his tracks off, but anyway. And very aggressive. T-44-85 pushing the middle there. And a T-20. Now you can see how this thing struggles going up even a small rise like that. But T-20s should not be aggressive. They do not have the armour for it. You can tell we're playing on the test server, full of Russians. Nobody gives a shit. Everybody just goes for it. But let's see, we got one. Yep, there's only 2 people on my team who aren't from the Russian server. I finally get over to the other flank. And I've only fired 1 effective shot in this game so far. But, you know what, I don't care. I'm in a tier 5 medium tank in a tier 7 game. I'm not taking any chances. I want to get to a spot where I can start putting the binoculars to use. And I think it's going to be up here in these bushes. I've got nothing on the T-20, he's in the dry riverbed. 3001H over there. This Cromwell, on the other hand, all I can see is his engine, so I'll shoot his engine. And now he's back up. It looks like he's just. It looks like we're only seeing him every time he fires. But we've got plenty of tough target side of a KV3. These guys are all pushing the middle. Cromwell's back up. Well, unlucky bounce. Pretty sure he hasn't seen me. He's shooting at the Tiger, I think. Or is he shooting at me? Either way, he's dead. And I'm covered from this side. What targets do we have? Look at this, we're losing 2-7. This is a disaster. I'm trying to blast that cover away. There we go, so I can actually get some shots in on the T-20. Missed. Didn't give it enough lead. Missed again. Bad shooting, Jingles. Bad shooting. And he's gotten away. That was unfortunate. Ooh, somebody landed a good hit on him. And he's dead, okay. 3001H. Good frontal armour. Look at this, we're losing 3-8 and they're starting to push on the base, and I really don't want to give my position away here, but I need to start taking pot shots. Oh, there we go. Something I can actually kill. One of our Sture Emils. Oh, and I didn't get a shot on the T-34-85. I don't think my position's been given away. Come on guys, we're losing 5-10. Come on. I've missed so many shots. Okay, I can start doing some good here. Look at the gun depression on that thing, by the way. 15 degrees of gun depression. It's phenomenal. Doing some effective damage here. Good stuff. He's dead. I got the full damage out of that shot. One of our Sture Emils finished him off. Those are interesting machines. They only carry 15 shots. And they have 15 degrees of gun depression. Oh, right. No, he hasn't seen me. He might have seen me now, but I'm going to kill him. Yeah. There's my first kill. back off because I will have been spotted. There's an E25 up there. This isn't looking too bad, actually. We've managed to pull the scores back to 8-11, 9-11. Our two German tank destroyers have played like absolute rock stars, but they're still outnumbered, and there are still some very, very dangerous tanks left. They've got 3 tier 7s. They still have their artillery, and there's another Chinookai out there. And there's the Su-152. Oh yeah, this is what we like to see. Yeah, who's your daddy, bitch? Now suddenly, look at that. Their T-29 just... Don't know why. Perhaps their Chinookai was just trolling him, trying to team kill him, but their T-29 has just nailed one of their tanks. And now I've got flanking shots on this KV-3, and suddenly we outnumber them. Oh, he's turning his gun. Get out of here, get out of here. You do not want to get hit by 122mm guns in this thing. Not with 75mm at the most of frontal armour. So back up, break contact. He won't be spotting me anymore. I don't want to get hit by artillery in this thing either. And carry on spotting him. You've got two very, very big and nasty tank destroyers who do what they do, and now there's only 2 of them left. No idea what the ammunition situation for those 2 Sturre Emils, however, is. Like I said, they only carry 15 rounds of ammo. Our Tiger's badly beaten up. So it's time to go on the offensive. And I need to stick together with the Tiger. The Tiger is going to be my shield. I need to support him and help him out. Sturre Emil up there trying to push the hill. Now, they don't have very powerful engines, I know that much. But watch how I struggle getting up here. The engine is not very good on this tank. It's not particularly bad, I have to say, but it's not good either. So we're going to speed things up here, just until something happens. Otherwise, you don't want to sit here watching me crawl up a hill. This is actually at double speed, and I'm still moving slowly. One of our Sturre Emils is asking for help over on the other flank, but no, sorry. I need to stick together. The classic mistake when you get to a close situation like this is the enemy can still win if you come at them one at a time. You have to stick together and come at them mob-handed. So I'm sticking to this Tiger like glue. Now I'm going to have superior view range, so I'm going to park up in these bushes, see what I can spot. If there's anybody lying in wait there for the Tiger, try to give him advance notice that he's going to get shot at. But there doesn't seem to be anything there. I wonder where their artillery is. Now it's an FV304, those things are quick. But they don't have great range, so he might be back here. And the Tiger didn't really cover this flank at all, so I'll go and have a quick look. Oh, there he is, he's behind us. He's shooting up at one of our tank destroyers. He's got the gun elevation for it, the tank destroyer's got the gun depression for it, and I just can't hit him. TD's going for it. Oh, this could be close. This could be very, very close indeed. I really don't have much of a shot here at all. And I should have not taken that shot at all. I shouldn't have stopped. I should keep moving. Oh, he's hit him. Actually, that amount of damage, that was probably the Tiger that hit him. If a Sturre Emil had hit him, he would have one-shotted him. And the Tiger gets a second shot off. It looks like the Tiger did all the damage there. And, oh, crap. Well, we've won this. We have totally won this. But there's bad news for the Sturre Emil who was guarding the base. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, by the way. My apologies in advance. It's German. I don't speak German. I try, but, you know. Now, on the flat, as you can see, driving along this road, this thing is actually pretty quick. I mean, 38.1 or 38.8 kilometers per hour top speed, and I'm doing over 40 on the flat. But I'm probably not going to get round here in time to be able to help out. He looks like he rammed him, and then yeah. But I can keep him lit up because we have the cavalry arriving. And that one bounced. There we go. Bit of damage done. Get back. Don't want to die. It'd be a... Oh, can I steal the kill? Can I steal this kill? I would really love to steal this kill. Oh, give me a break. Come on. Oh, what? Okay. No second kill for me. But, wow, what a comeback. I mean, we were losing 5-10 at one stage, and we pulled a win out of our arses. That was a good game. Right. Not bad at all. Mastery badge, tier 5 tank in a tier 7 game. And there weren't that many tier 5s on the team. I mean, that was just horrible, horrible matchmaking. The only way that matchmaking could have been worse was if I was the only tier 5 on the team. I mean, and there weren't that many of us. We had, what, me? A KV1 and an ELC. And the KV1 and the ELC did about as well as you would expect tier 5 machines to do in tier 7 games, especially on that map. I, on the other hand, yeah. Yeah, happy with that. Very, very happy with that. And easily the most XP, but because tier 5 machine shooting at tier 6s and 7s, you're going to earn a lot of XP if you stay alive and you remain effective. And didn't come that far away from doing the most damage, which is just embarrassing for the rest of the team. But I mean, I was certain that was going to be a loss. At one point, it was just, there's no way we're coming back from this. And what a comeback. And it was because, I mean, I'm not trying to take all the credit here. We had some very, very good tank destroyer drivers. This fella here, who defended the base alone and got 5 kills and did over 2,000 damage in the Stura Emil. And there's other fella here in the other Stura Emil who almost did 2,000 damage and got 3 kills. Our Tiger driver played like a boss. Our T29 driver played like a boss. And I had a bloody good game there as well. So it was almost as if the enemy just killed all the fools. Because look at the damage done. Right? You go through the top 5, and then these guys may as well not bother turning up. Although the T4485 did okay as well. You know, that's not bad. That tank doesn't have a very good gun at all, and you managed to do almost 1,000 damage. So, you know, let's not rush to hasty judgments. But you could very much, you could argue the case that the enemy team basically killed the chaff, and all that was left was the wheat, and we kicked their asses. But it was a close thing. We just had, I mean, look at the damage done. Pretty much bang down here. They had 3 players who had good games. And we had 5 players who had good games, and that's why we won. And very surprisingly, one of the ones that had a good game was technically one of the worst tanks available in the match. This little thing here. I really, really... Oh, look at that, we even got nearly 700 spotting damage. Yeah, this is a great little tank. It's not bad at all. I've been having some fun driving it. And you don't tend to get matches like that a lot on the test server, because a lot of people are driving this thing. You will get a lot of games where 2/3 of both teams are just these Japanese Chinukais, the Type 3s. I like it. I'm almost certainly going to be getting one. And if the rest of the Japanese tanks are anything like this, I'm probably going to have to start grinding down the Japanese tank line. So there it is, the Type 3 Chinukai, Japanese Tier 5 premium medium tank. It's not bad at all. I've had fun driving it, and I'm sure you guys will too. As always, folks, take care on that battlefield, and I'll catch you next time.